Good afternoon. Well, fellows, it's 2021, and as far as I can tell, not much has changed. This past year, 2020, was a tough one for all of us. We've had, we all have witnessed family and friends succumb to COVID, and many who were not affected much at all. Either way, it was God's will, and I accept it wholeheartedly. But I still wonder, why were some affected and not others? Just glad it wasn't me making that decision. The reason I speak of decisions is that several months ago I had to make a life and death decision of my own, one that will haunt me the rest of my life. Everyone knows that one of my passions in life has been the prison ministry. I have been involved in many aspects of it, from the youth ministry to actually spending time in the prison in Fort Stockton. And it's the time that I have spent there has been the highlight of my life. And early on, talking about the death sentence, I always felt like if you do the crime, you do the time. And if that time is uh, related to the death penalty, then I was okay with it. But back to making decisions. I'm old and remember, I get sidetracked sometimes. Several years old, probably 10 or 12 years ago, I rescued a rock mix dog because a close friend was in an accident and could not care for her. She wound up being the best dog I ever had and my first female. The last 2 years, she started declining in health, but a trip to the doctor and medication, she bounced back. But the last time she did not. She weighed about 100 pounds, and it got to the point where it was very difficult for her to get around, and sometimes she had to be assisted. It got to the point where I physically had to pick her up and take her outside and pick her up and bring her back inside. I had to also come up with a way to feed her because she could not stand, so I almost had to spoon feed her at times. On my last trip to the vet, I asked him, I said, when will I know that it's time to let her go? And he looked me in the eye and he says, only you will know that. And so I did. It was the best decision, but also the hardest I've ever had to make. Just being in the room with her and watching the procedure and just spending the last few moments with her and watching her taking her last breath was truly just took my breath away. And as I think about it, who am I? A lowly servant. Making decisions such as this, deciding who lives and who dies. This is way beyond my pay grade, but it was mine alone to make. We become so attached to our loved ones that it tears us to the very core of our soul to watch our loved ones take their last breath. To this day, just thinking about her and the decision causes me to tear up. Please, brothers, pray for me as I deal with this. Let us pray. We all have days where we feel we can't survive. Sometimes dreams are shattered. Life and death decisions are made. Friendships may fall apart. Loved ones may hurt us. Finances may worry us. Sickness may overtake us. But God will always be there to guide us through even the toughest times. Never lose faith. Hold on to hope. and trust in God. Thank you.